Hello everyone. I think we are online now and we are live. I hope I'm audible to everyone. If I'm audible, could you please?
Hello everyone. I think we are online now and hello everyone. We are live.
If you can hear me properly, please write in the live chat. Yes, I'm audible so that we can continue. So if anyone can write in the live chat that I'm audible, so that it will be great. So that I can be confirmed that I'm audible, and then we'll get started. Just confirm if okay, so I'm going to share my screen now, and we'll see how it will how to create an Android application using Java. Okay, fine. So first thing first, I'm sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible now. And so in today's session, we are going to create an Android application with constraint layout. Okay, and also we are using Java. As you can see, the what we are going to create is that is in my desktop is available. So we are going to create a form kind of things where you have to give as a username, password, and you have to give a radio button for gender, and for input field age, date of birth, and address, and state you can give for multiple states, right? So a drop down menu where you can select one, and after submitting button you can display all the data just below the submit button. So this is what we are going to create, and this layout I have created using constraint layout. So we'll also understand what constraint layout is and how to work with it. Fine. So let's get started. So what I'll do is I will just open Android Studio quickly. So here is the Android Studio. I'm using MacBook. You can use any operating system as per your choice, Windows or MacBook or Linux, anything. So here you can see that I'm using the latest version of Android Studio, that is Flamingo, and 2020.2.1. And since I'm going to create a new application, I will obviously click here, new project. If you have any existing project of Android, you can click here, open the second option, and you can open the new project. And if you see here, more action, in more action, basically you have multiple choice, and where the second last choice is SDK manager. If I will click on the SDK manager, you can see here, we have all the system image, whether you have heard of, you are buying Android device with Android 12, 13, 12, right? 10, 11. So till now, Android 12 is available in the market and 13 still not available in the market, okay? So here, as a developer, you can develop Android application for Android 13 as well, fine? And so that's it. These are the system I've already installed. If in your case you have not installed, you can install Android 13. And next you can check the Android SDK tools. You can click here and always check here. So package detail at the down, there is a checkbox. You can click on that. So already it's checked. You can see that, and you can at least download the latest version of this one, the second last 33.0.2 that is installed. And if you go down, you can see that this also try to install. If you're using Windows laptop, then might be you can check that virtualization should be on for this. If you have not on the virtualization, might be this Intel emulator accelerator will not work for you. So make sure you have on the virtualization. Next, you need to check that Android SDK platform tools has been installed and Android emulator should be installed. So that's it for Android SDK. And next, if you click again on the more action, you can click on virtual device manager. So basically, if you are using a Android mobile, that is a real device that you are already using, you can always run your application on Android real device, but you have a virtual device as well. You can create here according to your need, and you can run your application on that as well. So I'll just click on virtual device. Here you can see that I have already created one virtual device, and I will tell you how to create a virtual device. So you can click on the create device, and once you create, you will see this select hardware option, and you can you can select any mobile device. You can see that all the mobile device you can see here, this is by Google, Pixel 6, Pixel 5, Pixel 4, all those things. And you can choose anyone, that's not a problem. But as per recommendation, you can choose always a lower end device so that the memory issue or your system will not get hanged. So there are lots of things, right? If you create a higher end device, then resolution will also be higher and density will also be higher of the virtual device, right? So obviously, if you have low memory in your computer, and if you have low memory in your hard disk, then obviously your system will get hanged and you are not able to develop the Android application. So keep that in mind. Always create a lower end device with low resolution. So what I'll do is I will create I will choose Pixel. So here you can set Pixel, and the density is only 420 dpi, and the resolution is also 1080 and 1920, and it's running on Android operating system version 5, right? So this is enough to run a application. So always choose that, go next, and here you will see that there are lots of system image. System image is the operating system version, basically. When again I'm saying you, when you say Android 12, Android 11, 10, 13, so kind of that. So all the operating system version of Android having the API level. So like here you can notice that Android 13 having API level 33, right? Similarly, you can notice here Android R, it means Android 30, API level 30 having Android R, or Android 12, you can say. I think it's Android 11, right? And again, Q, Android 9. So similarly, it's there. Okay, so Q is 10 and S is Android 12, right? And this Trimeishu is 33, that is Android 13, you can see here. So I have already installed. In your case, you can install, but if you are using a Windows laptop and the Intel Accelerator software is not installed, that I have shown you in the SDK manager just previously. If that is not installed, you will notice that this part somewhere it will be red color of in the right side. You will see the red color, something that virtualization is not enabled kind of things, right? So in that case, you can create the application different way. I'll tell you how to create. But if you have installed that accelerator, Intel accelerator, then you are good to go with this operating system. You can install any one. So I have taken 33. You can also choose 33. You can go ahead. But if you have not installed virtualization for many reasons, suppose if you are working in a company and they are not allowing you to enable the virtualization, or for any reason, if you are not able to enable the virtualization, in that case, you can go to other image and check here below in the another operating system. You can go ahead, you can choose as ARMEABI 7A kind of this, right? Choose similar of kind of things like this one or this one, right? Kind of this you can choose. Which one will work for you? You can just check and you can go ahead, right? So basically I have tried with this one. So ARM EBIV7A. You can go ahead with that and install this, and you can continue using emulator, right? But if you have enabled the virtualization, you can go ahead with this one. So I'll just go ahead, I'll click next, and I'll click finish. But so I'm canceling it. You can change the AVD, that is Android virtual device. You can change it. If not, you can keep it just like that. So I'm canceling this process because I have already created one virtual device here, right? So since you have seen that it's already taken 9.9 GB space, so time to time, always wipe up the data of your emulator. emulator, so that it will take lots of data basically. So just click on this three dot. You can see your wipe data. So just wipe data. So all the installed application that I have installed during development, it will be removed. So I'll just wipe up the data. Now you can see that now it came to 2.3 GB. That's it. I will run it. Click the play button. You can see that launching emulator. Fine. So let it launch. I'll just click this. Now let's come to the create a new Android projects. And our target is to create application similar to this, right? Where you can keep multiple input. Fine. So I'll just click a new project. Okay. So here, okay. Meantime, if anyone have any question, you can write in live chat. I will answer it. Once I'll take a break, I will answer all the questions. It's always good to ask question while you learn. Okay, this is always a good habit. Okay, so here you can see that there is no activity, the first one. So if you'll select this one, then you need to create activity manually. So right now I'm not choosing this one, but later on in the next video or some other day, I will tell you how to go ahead with that from scratch, how you can create a new activity. Fine. So again, if you click this empty activity, this will create a Android application using Kotlin, not using Java. So it will create using Android Compose. So Compose is the new, new things for creating UI, creating the layout UI for the Android. That is called Android Compose. Fine. So we are not using those because we are going to use Java today. And so that's why whenever you say this color, right, magenta color or this color header, you just that is using Compose. So what I'll do is I will take it this green color one, empty view activity. So this you will get here choice of using Java or Kotlin. So we will choose Java. So I will just use empty view activity, and might be for in your case this interface will be different because I am using the latest version of Android Studio. So that's why I have this interface. Might be if you have previous version of Android Studio, you will not get this kind of things. Just you can check ahead with empty activity directly. So right now I'll just go with this, click next. Here I will check the Android name, application name. I'll just give here example 4 or anything user input. Okay, or anything you can give. Example 4 that I have written here, multiple input. Now the package name should be reverse of your company domain. Okay, so suppose my company name is instilllearning.com. So it should be com.instilllearning. Okay, and then name of your application. So you can sort it as well. So I'll just make it example 4, or I'll just keep it multiple input. So anything is fine. So I'll just keep as it is. Okay, so always remember package name will become your ID of your application later on. When you will place your application on Google Play, that time it will be the unique ID worldwide. So always choose this ideally. Okay, and nicely so that it should be unique worldwide. Okay, now you can language. So this is the save location where you want to save this. So wherever it is, so just keep it. And language wise, you have two options, Java and Kotlin. So I will create another webinar for Kotlin. So I will share the link, you can join later on. But today we are going with Java. And then here you can choose the minimum SDK version. Minimum SDK version means what is the minimum API level or Android operating system version where your application will run. So we have taken here 7. Means if you have Android 6, then this application will not run on that. So minimum should be Android 7. Okay. And that is API level 24. Now you can see that if you choose Android 7, in the worldwide 94.4% of device is using at least 7, Android 7. Okay, so everything is cool, perfect, and we will click on finish. So let's open this. Meantime, we'll see that we have Android emulator up and running, and that's cool. So once we'll install the application, create the application, we'll install it, and we'll run application, then it will come here. Fine. Now let's now here you can say that it's scanning and file to index, scanning file to index. So let it complete. Once it will complete, okay, so once it will complete, you can see that now Gradle is building. So what Gradle is? Gradle is a build system, build tool for Android. Okay, so you write code, you have multiple files, you have lots of things basically. So Gradle is compiling that and building that, basically building your project, and it's generating APK file. So APK file will install in your Android device. So even when you are installing any Android application from Google Play Store, you are installing basically APK file behind the scene. I know most of the person already, most of you already know this. We are always installing APK, right? So if someone doesn't know, just for them, we are going to create APK file for our application, right? So that APK file will be installed in the emulator or in your real device or anywhere, wherever you want. Fine. So that APK file has been created or bundled using Gradle. So that is Gradle, right? So here you can say that once this Gradle build will finish, the application will launch. Sorry, the application will completely will open here in a project will open, and in the project explorer. So this is called project explorer. If you click this, it will be toggle, hide and display. So here it will display all the project, and it has two modules. One is Gradle module and one is app module. So in Gradle module, you can see that all the Gradle related things, where if you see this Gradle module app, if you click this, you can notice that here this will be your Android plugin basically, and here it's, you can see that in Android all the versioning system will be there. So here it will be compiled version is 33, that you are compiling your application. Minimum SDK is required, API level 24, that is Android 7 Nougat, and target is 33, that still not came into the market, that's Android 13. And version code of your application and version name of your application is 1.1. These two things always you need to change whenever you will deploy application on Google Play Store. Fine. And apart from that, you are using Java 1.8. Here you can see that which Java version you are compiling your application with. So we are using Java 8 by default. So you can change it if you wish. If you want to go ahead with latest version of Java or whatever is supported, you can change it, but that's not required as of now. You can go ahead with this. Now you can see that everything is done. And apart from that, so this is the app module, where you can see the first one is manifest file. And manifest file, basically whenever you are creating any activity. So what activity is? Activity basically represent one screen. So whenever you create one screen, you have to create one activity. If you have multiple screens, suppose you have login screen, sign up screen, and dashboard screen and setting screen. There are 4 screens, then you need to create 4 activity, right? So right now we have only one activity, main activity. So in multiple activity, you have to decide which activity will be the launcher activity. Means when you click application first time or anytime, so when you click the application icon in your mobile, then your application is launching. So while launching, it will see that how many activities are there and which one is launcher activity, so that whatever will be the launcher activity, that activity will launch. And when we say activity, means they will have one layout, they will have a user interface, they will have a screen, right? So that layout will be displayed, right? The launcher activity. So right now we have only one activity, and that is called main activity.java. Here you can see that we have created, we'll come to that later on. So we have one activity that is called main activity. So here you can say that in manifest file, you always give about your application. These are the application things, whatever information of your application, you can get it here. So here you can see that which theme you are using, And what will be the label of this? Means this name, label means this name will be displayed on your application. And this is the icon, launcher icon. This icon will, so here you can see this icon will display on your mobile device when you will install the application. This is called launcher icon. Fine. And this is a target API, means you are targeting Android API level 31. And this is the activity thing. So one activity we have, if we will create another activity, again, it will be listed at the down of this activity. If you have 4 activity, it means all 4 activity will be registered here. Okay. Now come to the activity. The activity name is the main activity. Okay. And out of multiple activity, one activity will be launcher activity, as I told you, right? So we have only one activity that is called main activity, and this activity is by default is a launcher activity. So these 2 lines you have to mention as an intent filter. Intent is kind of, you can say, kind of postman, right? Postman take our letters and it will give to a particular person. So there are 2 type of intents are there in mobile, right? One is explicit intent and one is implicit intent. So one intent will do, so suppose just think of postman, right? So what postman does, you get 2 kind of letter, right? One letter will be registered post and another is unregistered, general post or unregistered post. So if unregistered post will be of your father's name, so postman will give that unregistered post to anyone in your family. But if postman will get a registered post with your father name, then registered post will be handed over to your father. It won't give to you or other family member because that is registered, right? So intent is also 2 kind of intent are there. One is implicit and explicit, right? So we'll go more on intent on the later video. Okay, so intent is just like a postman which pass the information. Fine. So this intent filter will say that this main activity is the launcher activity. As you can see that we are saying here, it's launcher activity. Fine. But if you have 4 activity, then other 3 activity, you don't need to put this, right? So this is the manifest file. Now I will close the manifest file. As you can see that this is main activity that we have. So now come to the, I will close this so that we can see more. So here you can see that Java, we have this last 2 file for testing. So we are not opening that. So I'll open this one, com.instilllearning.com, instilllearning.example4 underscore multiple input, right? So here man activity. If I'll go to man activity, so you can see that this is the our package name. As you, if you are aware of how Java programmings are happening, so similar kind of things you can understand here. If not, then you can take a look on that. And here, this is a package name, and there are few packages of Android has been imported. So right now, this all things has came by default. But later on, whenever we will add new functionality, we will also import other library or other packages. Okay. So here you can see that public class man activity, it's expanding to the app compact activity of Android, right? And it's taken from Android X app compact .app compact activity, right? Now, any activity will have a life cycle. So activity creates, activity pause, activity stop, activity destroy. So there are total 7 kind of things are there. So I'll just write it here, just for a quick overview of activity. So whenever you click a application icon on your mobile, so what happens? So application will launch, but before launching, what happens behind the scene? So it's called basically 3 methods. One is on start method. Okay. So when on start method calls, application will just register to launch and it will start launching, but still user are not able to interact with it. Even it's not visible to the user, right? Application are still in background and user are not able to see that application. The reason is that method doesn't have the layout. The another method suddenly it's called it on sorry, first method will be on create method that I missed, on create method. So it will register your application to launch. Next, on start means application has been started, but still it's not visible because these two method doesn't have the layout. If they doesn't have layout, it means what they will display? Nothing, right? Next, suddenly the third method get call is on create method. So this third method you can see at here, right? So in on create method, what we do is we attach the layout. So once we attach layout, so after calling this method, we are able to see the layout, we are able to see the application, and also we as a user, we are able to interact with the layout. Okay, so as you can see that here we have called on create method. In that on create method, here set content view. So and we are attaching the layout, and the layout name is man activity. So we'll come to that where man activity is, but we are attaching the layout in the on create method, correct? Now application is up and running and you can interact with the application. What will happen if somebody calls you? If somebody will call you, what will happen is call activity will come in the foreground and the application that you are running, that will be go into the background. So once it will go background, suddenly it will call two methods. One is on pause method. So application will pause. Suddenly it will call the on stop method. Once these two methods will call, it will go in the background, right? Now suppose you have disconnected the call and call is over. What will happen? The application that we were watching last time, it will come into the foreground again. Once it will come into the foreground, suddenly it will, so this time since application already has been created, so this method will not call. Fine. So now it will call on resume. Okay, so before that it will call on start method, and then it will call on resume method. Once on resume method will call, that time again you are able to see the application, you can interact with the application. Now suppose if you want to remove that application, so what we do is we click the button no, to remove application from background. Once you remove the application from background itself, so that time application will basically destroy. Okay, so again what it will call, it will again call on pause method, and then on stop method. Since now you are destroying the application, so this time one more method will call on destroy method. Okay, so now application are not in your background as well. So again after this, whenever you will launch the application again it will start from here on create method, on okay, okay, so fine. So next what we'll do is okay, I think I have missed something. On create, on start. Okay, so here this method we are adding here on create. So on create method, and here it will be on resume, right? So without on resume, it won't visible, right? So on create we are attaching the layout, on start and on resume. Once on resume will call, then we are able to interact with the application, right? So this is the correct one. Fine. So that was the activity life cycle. Now you understood that this is the on create method where we are attaching the layout and application. And now we'll see the layout first. Click on this man activity. Here you can see that layout will open, and this layout you can see here in the resource folder. Click on resource folder. Here is the layout folder, and here is the man activity. So same thing is opening here. So this is a visual way of seeing your application. And Here you can see at the top right side, 3 options are there: code, split, and design. Right now it's showing as a design. You can click split. So there are 2 ways. One, it will be split as a code, and also it will be visible as UI as well, means your design as well. And if you click on code, so design will be removed or hide, and only you can see that layout code. Fine. So here you can see that we are using, there are multiple layout basically: constant layout, linear layout, relative layout. There are many layouts are there. So what we will do is we will, we will use uh, constant layout as default. It's given. So we will go ahead with that, and we'll see that how to use constant layout. Fine. So what I'll do is I will remove this text view. You can remove from here, or you can go ahead with design, and I will just increase this one. So how it will look like. Fine. So and second, you can remove from here also. Click here and just delete it. Or if you go to design, you can delete from here. So I'll just split as a code and design like this. I'll just remove this. Okay. Now you can see that nothing is displaying, and all those things are here, right? You can. Okay. So since you can click here also, you can put both the things. What I'll do is I will just hide the project so that we can display both the things, code and the design both. So something like this, right? So what we are going to create, we are going to create this user interface. Fine. So what I'll do is I will take a text view. See what we need. We need username as a text view, password as a text view, gender as a text view, age as a text view. These all are text view, and these are input field, the right side, right? So first is text view. I'll just take the text view, just drag and drop, and I'll put it here, text view. Fine. You can see that once I'll drag and drop, the code is also coming this side by default. Fine. Now, so for better visibility, I will click on design so that everything will look good, and we can go ahead with that, right? So text view is there. Come to text view, click on text view. Here you can change the ID if you wish. So I will just change the ID as text view, or else I can just leave as it is. So now what you will do is you will, here is the text, because it's showing text view. You have to change it name, right? So this is the one thing you can give name. You can see that name cam, but this will again will say you that you have hard coded the name. So best way is click on this icon and click on this plus sign here. Click the string value and put name, and how it will display, it will display as capital N-A-M-E, name, and click OK. So here you can see that one variable you have created for string variable, and click OK. Now you can see that it's taken from a string, right? So this is the good way to create a string name. And you want, you can change the font size as well. Just scroll it down, and here you will see somewhere text size. Here you can see text size is 14 SP. Make it 20 SP. So I'll make it 20 SP. Now it look good. So another thing is we need one, click on this text, and we need a plain text for edit text, right? So that where people can write their name. So I'll put it here, name, and I will just, again, the same thing. You can create another variable where name should be name2, and it should be small n, right? Or you can write any message, write your name or whatever you wish to. Fine. And write your name, click OK. So now you can see that it came as a write your name, but this is input field. You cannot pre-fill it before. You can give hint, but don't fill it. So what we will do in that case, I will just remove this from here because we are not filling. User will fill later on. We can only give hint. So hint, you can find it somewhere. You will find the hint, or else here is a search options. You can find hint. Okay, so for what we are finding? We are finding for this one. So select this, then find hint. Hint, you can get your hint and you can just again you can write message directly, but that will become a hard coded, or else you can click on this icon since you have just created your name to variable and select that. Now you can see that it's coming as a hint. Write your name. Fine. Also, once user will write something, that will by default it will be no a smaller size. So you can make it 20 pixel 20 ps so that it will be similar to name. So just you can write your text size. So here you can see that somewhere text size 18 sp, you can make it 20 sp. Fine. So that's cool. Now again I will take one text view and I will put it here. So just see the screen, we are writing password, right? So what I'll do is you can make it username if you want, or name, whatever it is, and text view. So you can make it your password hardcode, or you can make better, you can edit it here. Click string value password, you can write here password, click OK. And also if you want, okay, so I have taken wrong one. Click here, password is here, choose the password and make it 20 pixel. That's cool. And again, you can take the plain text. Okay, you need a password, right? Password are two types. If you it's called left side. You can give, if you want to give alphanumeric, so people can give ABCD 1 2 3 kind of things. You can choose this one, or if you want numeric, you can give numeric. So right now I'll just take numeric so that you can see that when you will click on this, then it will open the numeric keyword as well. So I'll just take this and I will put it here. Fine. Password. Now you can notice that. So this alignment is not looking good. So what I'll do is I will make it something like this. So that element should look good. And again, I'll click this and text size, I will make it 20 pixels so that it will look good. And password hint, if you want, right, you can just write here hint. You can write here hint as a password 2, you can write here numeric password. Numeric password, okay, so that people can understand that they need to write numeric password. Fine, now it's look good. And if you see the design again, we need a radio button. Fine, so what we'll do is we'll take a radio button. Okay, radio button means you need to make radio group first, then you have to create make the radio button in between. So if we'll go to this, you can see that we have radio group and radio button. So what we'll do is we'll take as a radio group first. Okay, so again you can notice here this will come inside one, so that always it will take one value. You cannot select two things at a time, means you cannot be male and female at the same time. Okay, for that you can give, if someone is giving as a third gender, so you have to give as a third option, but that should be a third option, but you cannot choose two options at a time, right? Either you can choose male or you can choose female, right? So that if you are choosing female, then automatically the male selected will be deselect, right? So it will be in one group, so you have to make the radio as a group. So what I'll do is radio group first we need to choose, and I will take it here and I will just drag and drop. Okay, before that we'll take one text view, so that will make it gender, right? So I'll just take it here, and we don't need hint for text view, we need text. So text, I'll just click here, I will get new string variable gender, and I'll click OK. Okay. And also I will make it 20 pixels so that it will be seamless experience. Okay. And now I will go to the button and I will take the radio group, and in the radio group, I will take this and I will take it something like this. Okay. And what I will do is, in that, I will take radio button now. So radio button should be inside radio group. So what I'll do is I will take it, and also I can put it here also. If you are not thinking where to put, because if you put anywhere, it will not go into the container of radio group, right? Because radio group is not visible. So it's difficult where I'll put it. So in that case, you can see your radio group, right? So you cannot don't put here. If you are confused, if you are confirmed, you can put that. But if you are not confirmed, you can keep it inside this radio group. Cool. You can notice here, it's coming inside radio group, correct? So this radio is group for mail, and I will take one more radio button. Again, I will not put here. You can put here. So now you can say that it's looking like it's going into that container. Still, if you're not confirmed, you can put into the radio group. Now you can see that you have two buttons, and that two button is for, one is for male and one is for female, right? And it's coming into the radio group, right? So I'll select this one and I will change it new string value male, and I'll click OK, and I'll click OK male, and I'll select this one, and I will again select the new string value. I will click string value and I'll just make it female. Sorry, this is a string key, so I'll just write female and I'll just make it female, right? So something like this, and I'll click OK. And apart from that, so you can also make these things as 20 pixel so that it will look good, female, and male also I'll make it 20 pixel so that it will look good. Okay. So what I'll do is, fine. So now we are good. Actually, we have two things. Later on, we'll change about if we have anything with ID, we'll change it later. So now you can notice that we have already created here till gender, and we have age. So age is numeric value as of now we'll give. So go to text and just take it and just give it as text view and make it here again. You can create a new string value age, and click OK. Click age and make it 20 pixels so that it will look seamless. And again, you need to give the number, right? You can give your numeric value because number, right? So number, so here there are multiple kind of numbers so that you want to give decimal or anything. So age will not be decimal, so just give number so that you can make it something like this. So it should look good. And when people will put something, it will be here, and give hint, search hint. In years. Okay, so I have hard coded. You can make it again a string, right? So in years. And so this should also be, text 20 pixel. Okay, cool. So already it's 20 pixel. Next, what's remaining? we have date of birth, we have address, we have state, right? So same thing, you can give address or state. I just make it one thing, state, text view. I will just I'll just again will take one text view, drag and drop. You can put it here. Text view, and I'm just hard coding. You can create again a string. Already I have told you. So I'll just make it here address, and I will make it 20 pixels so that it will look again seamless. And so address, I will just make it postal address, right? So it will be expandable. So postal address. Once people will write postal address, it should be 20 pixels so that it will look again. Hint, I will just take it hint so that people can see what we are writing. So city, they can write which city they are staying. And apart from that, you can write also, okay, what else? We have one drop down, state, right? So one more things you can write, state. I'll just take text view and I will put it here. Text view. And so we don't need hint for this one. We need text view as state. Okay, and I'll make it as 20 pixel. So here it is, 20 pixel. Cool. Now what we'll do is we need a drop down. So if you'll see your widget, you can see that we have, kind of drop down as well. Text view, radio button we have already given. So we need a spinner, right? So just check where the spinner is. So here it is. You can see that inside container there is a spinner, right? So what we'll do is we'll take one spinner. I will take this spinner and I will put it here. Okay, spinner. So that this spinner should be so width, I will just make it wrap content because it's taking lots of things. You can see here. And now text, I can again make it 20 SP. It's what it is right now. Okay, sometimes when you will look quickly, you will not able to see. Okay, for spinner, obviously we cannot see because spinner will be default of native spinner, whatever it will, you can see. And we'll put data dynamically in that. Okay, I think we are good enough for the form. Only we need to create a submit button. So what I'll do is I will create a submit button here quickly. Click one button and take this button here. So if you want to change it, you can write here submit. Okay, cool. And what I'll do is you need one more thing, text view. Okay, so that all the text you will display, right? Or whatever data you are taking, that you need to display that, right? So for that, what you need to do is you need to create one more text view here. I just take a text view and I will put here at the But after the submit button. So whenever I will submit, they will take all the data and it will display, right? So fine. So now what I'll do is I will change. Okay, so here text we don't need, right? Because text we will add dynamically. Fine, we'll remove the text, but before removing text, okay, so I'll just remove this text. Now you can see that nothing will display. So dynamically with this text view, all the data that we are taking it from this form, it will be displayed here. So before that, I will change few IDs. So first I will change the ID of this result. I'll just make it as TV result. So means text view result. So once you are changing, okay, after getting the views, if you want to change ID, so what is the best way to do is just write the ID and press enter. Once you press enter, so wherever you will use, so it will refactor for yourself. Okay, so now you can see that here you will see that result TV result at the left side down, it's displaying TV result. Suppose if you take the spinner, okay, and if you want to take the spinner one, you will notice that no. Okay, so where is the spinner? Here is the spinner. So you can see that spinner ID is already spinner, so we are not going to change it. And if we take it from the starting point, we have name. Okay, if you want to change this as a username, you can change the username. So I'll just change it. I'll hard code later on. You can username. Okay, and hint also I will hard code so that right username. Fine. So if you wish, you can align it as per your need. So I'll just align this left side, and also I will align this slightly left side so that it will look good. You can just, it is drag and drop, right? If you want to move up, you can move slightly up as well. Cool. Same thing, if I want to move this, you can select something like this, all the keyword, all the three things, and you can move slightly up together. So something like this. Okay. So because you are, I need to select this, and this, all things together, right? So now I can move. Okay. So sometimes it's happening like this. It's very difficult basically to move like this. I can take all three things and I can move. And it's taking match parent. I'll make it wrap content. And again, this gender is also taking a wrap content. You can see that. So width having multiple things. Once you can give in numeric value. Also, you can write it match parent with whatever parent having the width, they will take whole width, or else you can wrap it. So whatever they need, they will take that one. So again, you can see that for female also it can to match parent by default. I will make it wrap parent. Now it's good, and I will move gender as well above. Now where is the radio button? Radio button is here. You can see that radio button is here and radio group is down and radio button is here and here. So it means now both the button is not coming inside the radio button, radio group. So what I'll do is I will move these two things into the radio group again. So just like that, drag and drop into the radio button, radio group. Now you can say that all these two things came into radio group. Always notice this. Okay. Now it's look good. Again, I want to move this and this together. You can move ever. You can adjust as per your need. Okay, so like this. Again, I will take this address and this city together and I will move it to the upside. Again, I will take this state and spinner and I will move it to the upside. Okay, so cool. Now I have this submit button. I will move slide up, submit button as well. Okay, so now this edge you want to make it align left side. You can align left side. Gender you want to align left side. You can align something like this. Password you want to align with this alignment. You can do this is it will look good. And same thing you can align slightly, select and move like this. Okay, so now it look good. And now if we will run this application, now let's see how it look like basically. So what will happen? You have not set the constraint right now. So what will happen is, so here is our emulator up and running. So once we will run this application, this all things will come at the same place, left at starting point. So let's see how it will look like. Okay, as you can see that Gradle build is running. So let it run. It will take hardly 1 or 2 minutes. So it will run. Okay, so still Gradle build is running. So first time it takes time, but from next time it will run very quickly. So let it run. So let's see how much time it will take. It will hardly will take 1 minute. Meantime, if anyone have any question, they can drop in chat. Okay, so now you can notice that all things came at one place, but what we have created is something like this, but it's showing as at one place, right? So for that, what we'll do, I will tell you what we need to do. This is not something that we are expecting. So we have to do something, and now come to our UI. So here you can see all the exclamation marks means we have not set up the constraint. So what we have to do is, first thing is clear all the constraint. Here you can see this button, right? find this button. If you are not able to find, so we have three options: code, split, and design. Go to the design part and click this constraint, clear all constraints. So I have already cleared all constraints now. And then the second option is here, infer constraint. Just click on infer constraint. So what it will do is it will take all the component and it will band with the layout. Now your component will not move from here and there. Okay, might be some element issue can be there, but it won't go from here and there. Now again I will rerun this, run the app. So application will stop and it will rerun. So now again you can see that Gradle build is running again. So it's installing. Okay, now let's see how it will look like. So it's something good, right? So wherever you see some element issue, now you can align. So right now we have not given anything in the spinner. So that's why state value is not displaying. Apart from everything looks good, right? So you can notice that this right numeric and these things came down. So what I'll do is I will, okay, how to do this? It will move, might be all the views that is interconnected will leave their own place. So always try to remove this all constraint. Once that all constraint will remove, you can see all the exclamation marks came again. So what I'll do is I'll select these two together and I will move slightly up. Okay, so that it will look good together. Fine. Now let's see how it will look like. Gender is fine. It should be slightly up and right. So what I'll do is I will take these two. So this, everything, and I will move slightly up and right. It is something like this. Okay. So slightly. Fine. Cool. Now anything else that we need the adjustment? I think you can see that year and city also it's displaying left side. I'll just take this and I will move slightly. You can align as per your need. So now it's good. Okay, so now again you can click on the infer constraint. If you click on infer constraint, you will notice that all the exclamation went and you can rerun the application. Once you rerun the application, you can notice that the element somewhat will be corrected. So it will take time. You can make a great UI in using the constraint layout. In another video next time, I will make with another layout also, like relative layout or linear layout or other layout, how that works. But constraint layout is quite easy and sometimes it's quite complicated as well. If you don't understand, then it will become a complicated things for you. So now you can see that this is looking somewhat good, right? And now if you select the gender, you can see that at one time you can select only one gender, right? You cannot select two things at a time because it's in a group. Now if you write anything in username, you can see that which keyboard is opening. It's opening numeric keyboard. But if you click, alphanumeric keyboard, if you click on numeric password, you can see that numeric keyboard is displaying. So this again, it's important that if you want any OTP from the user, so this numeric keyboard should open. It should not open the alphanumeric keyboard because it's very difficult, right? Very teeny 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will display, and it's very difficult to give the password, numeric password. So always open the correct one. Now let's correct the all IDs. And so first one is username. Okay, so I will make it the first one. This is password, right? So text number password. I'll make it edit password. Press enter. Refactor. So it will change. You can see whenever we'll change it, it will display here and component tree as well. So now you can see that this side, right side, left side at the down in component tree, it's always displaying, right? And next edit view we have is radio group. Radio group we have radio mail. So this one I'll just make it radio mail refactor, and this will make it as, so this is radio male. This I'll make it radio female. Radio female refactor. You can see that it's already here, it's coming right now. For radio group, what it is radio group, so leave it as it is. Next we have button. So here we have button. So button will make it submit button. Okay, so we'll make it button submit, whatever it is, just let it button submit. I will refactor as button submit. You can see that it's always displaying as button submit. And for result, if I will select your result, already it's TV result. And what else? Age is there. So what is the age? Text, edit text numbers. I'll just make it edit age. Edit age. Next, what left? You can see here, it's postal password, right? Postal address. So what I'll do is I will quickly spinner, having spinner only. This is correct. And we have address. So postal address. So what I'll do is, so I'll make it here edit address. So always keep your ID in good way, good manner. And what else? We have date. Yeah, okay, so we have not added one more date. If you want, you can give a date of birth. If not, then you can ignore it. If you want, you can give. I will just add one more. Just leave this constraint. You can add one more. I will select this, this, and spinner. And I'll just move slide down. Okay, and I will make this submit button as well down, and I will take a text view here and I will put it here, and I will just make it date of birth. Okay, and I will keep this as 20 pixel for seamless experience. Okay, where it is, sometimes it's very hard to find. If not, then just find your text. You will text style, text size here, right? Just to make it 20 pixel so that it will be date of birth. Now you can align it as per your tool. And one more edit, you can take your date. So this is numeric plain text. You can take it as date so that it will be displayed as date. You can take it and you can put it here. So once it will be here, it should be as, again, text size will be 20 pixel, and hint you can give, date should be DD or you can give your dd, or small you can give dd yy. So date, month, year. Okay, so hint. Now it will display something like this, and might be we need to make this and this item slightly down so that date should get some space. Okay, now this looks good. And again, if we have created this date, we can find. So we'll make this as a ID. We'll change the ID. So edit text date. This is fine. We'll leave that as it is. And then we have address. Address we have already changed. And then we have spinner already. That looks good. Edit age. Age already we have edit age we have made. And we have button already. Button submit is there. You can see here button submit here. It's there. And then we have radio group, everything correct. Radio group, radio male and radio female, that is also correct. And then we have edit name. So name we have not done. So name is still edit text, edit name. So I will change that, refactor it. Now everything looks good, edit name, and we have edit password. So here edit password, and that's look good. So now we'll come to the JavaScript part. So here, before going to JavaScript, we have to set the constraint. So always remove this constraint and add the constraint. Always don't forget this. And once we will rerun, we'll see the UI, how this will look like. So you can notice that Gradle build is running. Now hardly it will take next 10 minutes, and then we will write all the Java code and we will finish this application. Okay, so now you can see that it looked good and everything is fine. You can write your anything. You can write your anything numeric, because you can put anything that numeric. You can set male, female. You can write anything that right. You can give 11, 12, 22. Anything you can give. Year you can give 20, 12, whatever it is. City you can give Bangalore. And since spinner is not working because we have not given any data. Okay, once we'll give data, it will be. So after submitting, nothing will happen because we have not given anything. So let's see in the next now onward what we'll do. So UI is done. Now come to the JavaScript part. So this is the activity lifecycle that I was talking about. I'll just remove this comment and come to the JavaScript part. So first thing what we will do is, here you can see that main activity extends app compat activity, where you have the first method on create method where you are attaching the layout. Layout already we have created. So before going to that, we will create an adapter for that. Adapter means for spinner. Okay. So okay, I think I wrote something. Okay, so we are going to create an adapter. So what I'll do is here we'll create an adapter view. So I'll just write here adapter view. So once I'll add adapter view, you can notice that adapter view package has been added. Adapter view dot will add on item selected listener. On item selected listener. Okay, in that we will pass one array, and we'll pass one array so that it will be. So what I'll do is, in that I will take one string array, fine, and I will make that state equal to, I will make one array basically, right? Means JSON object, that is called, this is called JSON object. Okay, so first option will be select state, and second option will be, I'll write Telangana. Third option, I'll just write Karnataka. Fourth option, I'll just give Tamil Nadu. And fourth option, I'll just give Kerala. And fifth option, I'll just give Bihar. And fifth option, I'll just give Delhi. And fifth option, I'll just give Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh. And fifth option, I'll just give Uttar Pradesh. You can just make it multiple, all the state of India. So I'll just give only few, and you can give if someone like Goa, you can just write Goa. And anything else there are lots basically. I cannot write all. I remember basically, but I can't write all. All else you can just give other. Okay. So if it will be in between, then it's fine, or you can make it others. Other, right? So we have created one variable, right? And I will put it here. Exclamation marks. So what is this? Let's see. It's saying that remove qualifier. Okay. So as of now, you can just ignore this. Now come to the. Okay. So here, what is happening is, come to the onCreate method. Inside onCreate method, here we will take all the reference of the views that we have created. So we have created lots of view, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So all the 7 things that we have added here. Okay, so all the 7 views that we have added, we will take the reference of all those. How to take reference for that? So we'll take it something like this. We'll take edit name equal to we'll take here edit text, right? Edit text. Once I have added edit text, you can see that edit text package has been added. Edit text, and then find, you can write in small, find view by ID, and ID is r.id dot, we are taking name, right? Here you can say the edit name. Whatever variable that you have created in UI in XML, it will display here. Okay, fine. Now, since you know that this edit name, you have created a variable, you have to create a local variable for it. So just create a local variable. You can see that either you can just write like this, or else you can write something like this. I will tell you here, you can create a local variable just down to this. Okay, you can create a local variable, edit text, and edit text we have edit name. Okay, and similarly, whenever we'll take a new reference, we'll add it here. So next thing, we have edit password. Edit password, the same thing we need to give. Edit password is also a edit text as well, right? So edit text and find view by ID. So r dot id dot, you can see here edit password. Okay, that is done, and you can add here these things in edit text. Correct. Similarly, you can make edit address. Edit address is equal to, so address is again a text, right? So edit text, find view by ID, r dot id dot, you can see that you have edit address. That's it. You can write this edit address as well here in your variable. Next element, next view is edit age, right? Edit age equal to, so similar things we have to do. I'll just copy this, I'll put it here, and you need to change the edit age, right? Again, you need to copy this. This again, edit age is also text. So I will put it here. Edit age. Next age, we have radio group, right? Radio group. So radio group, for that we need to take we will take the reference of that. Find view by id r dot id dot radio group. Okay, so that's it. This is not in text view or something, so but we will create a variable here, and we'll create a variable as private radio group. Okay, we'll just write here private radio group. So radio group is again a package. So we'll take just like edit text we have created. Now here, similarly, we have to call radio group, something here like this. Now you can see that radio group has been called, right? So now we'll give this ID radio group. Fine. So we have taken all the reference. Now what we'll do is, there are two things are there. First thing is, if you see our UI, whenever people will select this radio button, male or female, so on selection, we'll take the value. Means if people will click female, the value will be female. But if people will click male, the value will be male. So always we will listen the click. Whatever based on clicks, we will listen the value, right? So for that, we need to make a on-click listener. Second, same on-click listener, similar kind of things, we need to make it state. So state means there are multiple states. Whatever people will choose, whatever people will select, based on the selection, we'll take that value. Okay. So what we are going to do is, we will write it here quickly, radio group. So radio group dot set on click listener. Here you can see that set on click listener, and so not on click listener, we need to check on checked change listener. So whenever people will change the check, so which one will check? So on checked change listener. So this we need to change, take first one. So something like this. So we'll take a new radio group on check change listener. So something like this, okay, where the radio group and whatever will check value. So here we need to write, first we'll take the radio button reference, whatever is checked reference. So I will take here radio button, and we'll create a variable radio button. Okay, radio button, and then we'll write here equal to find view by id r dot id dot okay. So here we need to just write checked, because checked id, because all this value whatever will check, it will come in find view by id. So based on check, the id will be come here, right? So that's it. And now if you want to display that, what you can see is we need to, what we'll do with select. So we'll create a new variable, select gender equal to, this is a string, so string, and it will be radio button dot get text. Okay, so it means whatever value of that one radio button will have after check, just get that text. So we have created a select gender. So we will add this as a we'll make that as a variable as well, select gender as a string here, because this is a string, right? So here we will create a string select gender. Fine. I will make it selected gender. It will be good. So I will same thing. I'll copy here and I'll put it here, selected gender. So now in selected gender, already we have the selected item. Now come to the next point. We will put value to the spinner. Okay. Now this is done here. Come to this point. We'll put value into the spinner of state. So what I'll do is, so we'll take the spinner. Once I'll add a spinner, you can see that spinner has been added in the package. So spinner, and we'll take spinner as create one spin equal to, we'll take spinner and find view by id r.id dot spinner, right? Because id of spinner was the spinner itself. So now we have already one variable spin. So I'll just click on spin dot. So here we will get the selected item from the spinner, right? So set will add the on click listener basically. So that will be set on item selected listener. So set on item selected listener, this one. Okay. So here, so this will take the reference of this, means the current one, what they are doing, right? Okay, so it's okay. So what mistake we have done it? So here adapter view listener, that what we need to make it add implement. Fine. Implements. So public class manipulation app implements adapter view on click listener. Okay, so I will copy this 1 second. Fine. So here, now if you click this, if you can do something like this, if you click here, it will also be make man activity implement adapter view on click listener. Okay, if I click this, automatically it will be, so it came here adapter view on click listener. Okay, so after that we can create our state array, that JSON object that we have created. So we will utilize this state later on. So you can notice that here on item selected adapter has been created. So we will utilize that. We have two things: if nothing has been selected or if something is selected. So we'll utilize this later on. Fine. So till here, this is all okay. Now come to the, now we'll create an adapter, right? So we'll create an adapter to instance that state list. Okay. So on selected item. So before that, we'll create one adapter here. So what we'll do is we'll create here one array adapter. So array, here you can say that array adapter. We will take a is the array adapter, or you can just write just how it is array adapter. Everything is fine. I'll just make it array adapter only, array adapter, and equal to, so adapter means we create adapter in Android to give shape of our data, how our data will display. So for that reason we create adapter. Okay, so array adapter equal to, we'll write new array adapter, and inside this take this reference, this, and then we'll take the layout of simple spinner layout, spinner item. Okay, so because that is two default layouts are already there, so we'll take from Android dot r dot layout dot, we'll take simple spinner, simple underscore spinner underscore drop down item, right? Underscore drop down item. This one will take. Fine, it's look good. And once we have created one adapter, so what we'll do is we will set drop down resource in that. Okay. Okay. Third option is also there. We'll take the state, what it will display. So we have a JSON object, right? So here, so all the states we have, right? So all the JSON state we have to pass it here, state. So this will display on the layout. Basically here it will display. Fine. So now what we'll do is, what will happen if people will select that. So we will take it array adapter dot, we are setting now, set drop down view resources. Okay, what will set it? Android dot r dot layout dot, so it will display as a simple drop down, same thing, right? So similar kind of things it will display in the item here. Fine. And cool. So now what will happen is, so we have already, now we will set this adapter. Okay, now you can see that we have spinner, right? So this we have taken reference of this spinner. So in that spinner we will set this value. So we have spin dot set adapter, and which adapter we want to set? The adapter just now we have created array adapter. Cool. So this now this will set to this state adapter. Fine, by default. Okay, now we have already done. So next thing what we will do is we will take the result what we want to display. Fine. So after this we'll display the result, right? So how will display the result? We will take first two reference. One, the result text reference, and the button reference. Okay, so first we'll take the button reference. So I'll just create button submit equal to, you can take button package, it's not bundle, button package, and find view by ID. So r dot id dot, what is the button submit button here, right? This one. Next we'll take the reference of that result. So rus result equal to, so this was a text view, correct? So you need to take text view and then find view by ID, r dot id dot, so you can see here it will be TV result, right? TV result, this one. Fine, we have taken both the reference of, and since this is button, so we'll add this here as a local variable here. So button we have not taken right now, so we'll take button and we'll put it here. And text view result we'll put in the text view. Text view I think we have taken somewhere. Edit text button, no, it's, then we need to write here text view and then the result. So something like this. Okay, so this is good. Now we will take the button. We have already taken the button. So on the submit button, we will add the reference of this. So what I'll do is, after this, I will, I will submit button dot, I will set the on click listener. So set on click listener. Inside that, I'll create new view on click listener, something like this. Okay, so once you write view, then it will come view dot on click listener. Inside on click, what we will do is we will take all the value like name, password, age, all the value. Okay. So here what I will do is, so we have string as name equal to, so we have edit name, right? So here you can see that all the value that already we have taken, right? So all the value are there in this. So what I'll do is edit name dot get text dot, we will convert into two string. So again, string, we have password equal to edit password dot get text dot to string. Fine. Next we have age or address, string address equal to edit address dot get text dot to string. Next age, string age equal to edit age dot get text dot to string, right? So we have taken all the things. Now we will pass the result, right? So we have taken already result reference. Here you can see that result reference already we have taken. So in that we will set the value. So result dot set text. Okay. And in that we will set the text. We will set text something like this. Name and plus name, already we have taken this name, right? So name and then plus second we'll take as password. First we'll make a new line, so /n, and then we'll create here password and plus I will display password. That already password value we have taken, right? And now again I will add new line, so /n. So what I will pass age and in place of age I will just pass here age. Again I will take a new line /n and I will pass as gender and gender as so we have not taken selected gender yet. I think selected gender is already there, right? So gender, where I have taken radio group, selected gender. So this we have to, so this will give you whatever you have selected, right? So this selected gender we have to give selected gender. Fine. Next we will add a new line again and we'll take state address and plus we have address already, right? Address we have already taken. Fine. The next one is we will take state. So in the new line we'll take state. So now you will notice that we have not created state, right? We have not set state in the spinner yet. Fine. So what we'll do is we'll make a variable selected state. So right now this selected state is not available. Fine. So what we will do is we'll create, so here we have created already on item selected. So here we need to fill. So here what we will do is we will write in this selected So we'll write here selected gender, not gender, selected state. We have created that. So I will use this. In that, we have to put the value selected state equal to state. We have already state value, right? State JSON array. In that, we will put the position like this. So position. So this position value. Okay. So since this selected state, you have created a new variable. So this is again a it is string value. So here you have created a string value gender. Here you can put it selected state. So now everything is fine. So here you no need to do anything. Nothing selected. If nothing selected, it's okay. You can just leave it. Fine. This is just auto generate. Either you want, you can leave it. If not, then it's okay. Fine. So now if we come back here, if everything is saved, now we will, it's everything saved. What we'll do is we will run the application. Any question you can write in the chat. And what I will do is I will stop it. And here you can say that application is not running here. Now I will run the application. Once I'll run the application, you can see that application will run, and let's see how it will display. So cool. I will just write username as Instill Learning, and I will give a numeric password as 9110245113. And so I'm male. I'll select male, obviously. I'll just click male. And also you notice that we cannot select two things at a time. If I'll select female, the male will be removed. So I'll just select male, and date of birth, I will just give 5 2. You can see that its keyboard is also coming as a numeric. Only slash is coming because in date you can give the slash, right? Cool. Now you can give years. So I'm around 35-year-old. I'll just give here 35. City, I'll just give as Bangalore. And then you will notice here, state is coming as whatever state that you have given, right? So Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. So I have not given Karnataka. Oh, I missed it. So what I'll do is, okay, Karnataka I have given after Telangana. So let's see. Where it is, it's not displaying or what? Okay, I think because of these things, it's not displaying. Okay, it's displaying here. You can scroll here, right? Karnataka. So everything is done. Once I will do submit. Okay, so you can see that its data is displaying, but it's it's hiding. So let's do small modification, then we'll wrap up the session. So here, just go ahead and I will just remove all the constraint again. And I will just take this and I will just make it slightly down. And I will take this also and I will just make it slightly down. Okay. And if we have anything spinner edge, if we have anything text of the spinner, I think we will not get text for the spinner value, but position pop-up evaluation is 60 dp. I'll just, okay, that is not what we need. Text direction. Okay, so I think that is the default one will come. But now let's see that result. Where is the result? Here is the result, right? So result value will take it slightly down, and we can make the value of text text size, I will make it 20, and text style, I will make it bold and italic so that it will look good. And also I want to make the color text. So here also you can change the text color, just find it, or else I'll just leave as of now. So everything is fine. Now what we'll do is just infer the constraint. So everything will be constraint layout. Now I will stop and I will rerun again. So here data will display. Now you can see that application will display in the mobile. Okay, cool. So I'll just quickly, I'll write again. So Instill Learning. So whatever data I will give, and numeric password I'll just give 1 2 3 4 5, and I'll just select mail, and I'll just give quickly, I'll just give 35 city Bangalore, and then I'll just select the drop down. You can see a drop down. I just select Karnataka, and you can select Telangana or wherever you are and select the data. Okay, so again, this display is, since we don't have much space in this, so you can again slide down or you can move slightly up. So everything it works fine, right? So only thing is there are lots of space at the above, and you can fix that, right? But data is displaying everything. You can see that address age is also displaying behind this submit button, password is displaying, name is displaying, and state Karnataka is displaying. If I will choose here Bihar and I'll submit, you can change, it will change. If I'll change here female and again I'll change it to Andhra Pradesh, you can see that female and Andhra Pradesh have been changed, right? So again I will change this and I'll change here Karnataka and it will change. Fine. So that's it for today. Now it's your task to align it correctly, right? You can move slightly up and align it perfectly. If you have any question, always you can comment in YouTube section in the chat. And please don't forget to subscribe the YouTube channel. So whenever I will live for the next tutorial, next video, you will get the notification. Always go ahead and just like this channel, and thank you for joining. We are wrapping up the session now.